That's all right? Thank you very much, Madam PS. I do agree with you. This is a very unfortunate incident, very early in 2015. And as the National Police Service, we have started now taking people who are responsible for enforcement of building rules to account. So far, we have that 8 people have been rescued. 1 lady and a small child have died, so the total number now is 40. We are waiting to see, as the rubble is being removed, you'll find other survivors or bodies inside this rubble. For this incident, everybody was involved in the construction, right from the engineers, the architects, the contractor, and the owner. To us, this is criminal negligence, and it will not be condoned. And like the PS is saying, the least charge that they can face is murder. And we require everybody who was involved, from the owner, the contractor, the engineers who were involved, to report to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations immediately. And moving henceforth, the enforcement units, which are charged with the responsibilities of ensuring that the rules and procedures are followed, should do their work, else they are going to face charges in court. So that is the stand that we are taking. We cannot see every month the buildings collapsing in Nairobi and people are compromised in the approval stage. Or like for this example, I'm told only 4 stories or 2 stories were approved. How come it went up to 7 floors without bodies who are charged with inspecting doing it? Beats logic. And all these are going to be rounded up and charged appropriately in court. And this is a warning to all contractors and owners of buildings that if the regulations or the approvals are not followed, they will be held personally accountable, including the engineers, the architects, and everybody else involved in that construction. And the Director of Criminal Investigations is here to follow through that these people are brought to book. And maybe Vanadi, if you have something to comment about that.
Now, we want to urge all members of the public, developers, that even a simple building that is only ground floor, you must use professionals. You must use professionals. The likelihood that there were professionals involved in this building and for it to be so compromised is unlikely. Although we would like to know if indeed there was a member of the profession that was involved in this. You must use professionals and you must use registered contractors. And don't ever think that it is a cost. And every building must have a site board. Every building that is under construction must have a site board. That site board will ensure for you whether indeed there is professionals involved on that site. And these are the areas of compliance and regulations that we must talk about. Right from the level of the Nyumba Kumi level. Nyumba Kumi is not just about security of personal safety. Nyumba Kumi is also about security of the environment in which we live, right up to the highest national level. However, at the professional level, we have registered architects, engineers, surveyors, over 2,000 in number, all over the country. We have the councils who have professionals, so that if you are unable to use private professionals, you can get that kind of help from the councils themselves. So there should be no excuse at the end of the day. And let nobody scare anyone by using so-called big names and say that maybe there is somebody who is protecting them. That is not true. We have not seen that in construction. Anybody who uses such a threat is actually threatening human life. We hope to see change for this year of 2015, that we may not see any other tragedy. And we hope to be able to escalate our efforts to earmark those buildings that are unsafe. Thank you.
Yes, yeah?
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam PS, the acting IG, members of the state. I think mine just to emphasize more the need for us to do our responsibility in a manner that ensure that we are safe and secure wherever we are. With this regard, And again, to indicate that you're not going to condone this any further, that is why I want to echo the directives given by the acting IG that start from the city planning, starting from the director and the chief of staff or the chief officer. They must all report to the DCIO, the Starehe. The owner of the building, wherever he or she is directed to report immediately to the DCIO. Officers from the city inspectorate, and especially those who have the responsibility within this particular area, they're also required to report immediately to the DCIO. Otherwise, if they don't, we'll be going for them. This must mark an end from such kind of irresponsibility from persons who are charged with the responsibility of ensuring that building constructions, is done to specification and meets all the required, the specs, and to work within the law. So I think mine is just to echo those directives, to tell them that the Starehe DCIO is ready for them. They should find their way to the DCIO for us to embark on our investigations and determine who is culpable for whatever offense. And we are looking at the list of the charges should be criminal negligence, so to speak. For example, if somebody has a responsibility to report or to take action on any unapproved constructions and they never did it, they are guilty of criminal negligence. I'm saying the list, otherwise they go for murder. We have lost 2 souls here. One day old. We cannot allow this to continue happening. But again, we are appealing to, we know we have a shortage of houses within the city and across the country. But again, we should not put our lives to risk in trying to get cheaper houses or stuff like that. So at least, if you see anything that you think is a danger to yourselves, report it to the law enforcement, and we'll do what we need to do. Otherwise, if we keep quiet, then we are going to all perish. Otherwise, thank you so much, and let's keep on informing Kenyans. Asanteni sana.